We don't have. Yeah, we don't have to know exactly what that means yet, but no, this is fun. So this is the third webinar that I've done, and I do all of the academic life coaching courses now on webinar, which is really fun because you get to see everyone at the bottom of the screen. So you see, maybe 6 to 14 people at the bottom there, and when you're talking, your picture's all big, and then when it's you're not small. But the purpose of this is to we want to talk business. Let's talk about the purpose of what it's like to create a life coaching practice. And I thought we'll go for maybe 45 minutes. And afterwards, I actually have to go run and meet a client after this. So we got to stick to the time. But I'd like to introduce Gina. Gina was one of the first people I've trained. Was that back in 2009, I think?
Yes, it was 2009.
Like the winter of 2009, it was me, you, and Rowan from Dubai on this crazy call. And Gina also has a business launcher class that she created as an addendum to the academic life coaching class. And I thought we could just talk a little bit about what you've seen works in terms of setting up life coaching practice, and then we just keep it like an informal conversation and see where it goes.
Yeah.
So Gina, I'm kind of curious because I haven't heard about the business launcher class except from the participants who've been in it, and they just say it's fantastic. They all love you, and they've said that you have helped them, but I haven't heard specifically. I've seen the outlines of it and like what you've done, but I haven't heard specifically from you. Like this is what you've seen from people after they have gone through the LC program.
Well, John, the class is a series of seminars. The first 5 of which we did developing a business, so that we help each coach really define what their vision is for their business, and get very clear on what's their dream, what are they building, who are the clients that they want to serve. We define their mission, just as we do with the students when we do a project. Then we define what it is that they want to measure, strategies, marketing, and then finally action. And so by the end of 5 weeks, we have a very simple but effective business plan for each person. And in between each class, we have coaching sessions. So if there are questions, people are stuck, keep the momentum going. And then we start meeting every 3 weeks. And that gives people time to start taking steps on their apps, developing their website, doing their presentations, seminars, whatever it is that they've laid out. We have a time frame to help people have accountability and support as they're taking those first steps. Because that's often the most helpful of starting a coaching business.
Yeah, I hear that. So what do you see as like the first when you know that an academic life coach, like that they are really going to make it. Like it's not just this ethereal, I want to have so many clients, but that it's becoming real. Like what are the first signs or steps that you see?
The first signs.
Yeah, the first signs of that's of success. Like, okay, this is a coach who is actually going to make it in establishing his or her practice.
So the first sign when people have confidence and the direction and nudge they need to take the steps to get help. And to meet people, to do workshops, to seminars, or to put themselves out on the internet. That's their strategy. And where it becomes really interesting is where the plan doesn't work out the way they thought it would. And that's where having the support to be able to go back and say, this didn't work out the way I thought it would, or this is better than, or this is than I thought it would be. regroup, pick yourself back up, and start a different path.
Huh. So, for me, I think like the essential thing I did as a coach, to really make, to get that client base started was to put on presentations and workshops. I imagine you're finding that's true with the coaches you're working with. And I've said this many times, like even on training calls, like workshops, it's all about workshops. And it's almost like, I have found it's almost like a magic trick, where every single presentation I give, no matter how many people show up on that presentation, another client shows up. And I see that with the coaches I talk to. I'm curious about what you've seen, like with the coaches you've worked with post-training, what has been their experience from the enrollment, after giving a workshop to the enrollment of clients. Like what has been their experience?
So workshops and presentations are two strategies. There are many others all coaches could use.
I know. I'm so limited. I know. I feel like I took one thing, and I'm like, I want to do this one thing, and that's what I'm going to do, and it's going to work. And like, I know you've gone beyond that, and that's what I'm super psyched about, because it feels like really exciting to me that I know that there are those strategies. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
Yeah, so presentations are done are ordinarily effective way to get your word out. Parents know, like, and trust. And those are the three big contact. I'll distinguish presentations, which is what you've done, where you are giving a PowerPoint to dozens of parents. I'll distinguish that from what I like to do, which was workshops, smaller venues. And I could do them with a PTA, or at church, or at women's boutiques, at college fairs. So doing small sessions that are interactive are very effective as well. And certain types of advertising have been very effective.
Wow. So what kinds of advertising have you seen works the best for coaches?
Advertising in local magazines, advertising in magazines, Life magazine, advertising at college fairs where they have programs with free setup. Advertising through the community, through a meeting with, say, the Chamber of Commerce.
Wow. Okay.
Libraries are places where you can advertise and often do workshops. So there are a number of different venues depending on what your community is and who you want to reach, and what resources in the area.
I see. So, yeah, wow. Thinking about advertising. It seems to me that when you're looking at, setting up like a life coaching practice, one of the main benefits of an academic life coaching practice is you already have your target audience. Like you know who your target audience is. And one of the things that I think is really useful is for people even to further specialize.
Yes.
To, these are the specific people that I want to work with, and I think work well with me. What are your thoughts on like creating a niche, or like what kinds of niche, what kinds of niche have you found works really the best for people?
I agree that finally you can narrow the students that you're working with, the better your marketing will be. Some of the real fine-tuned niches that students I work with, the coaches I work with have found are niches like working with the reluctant students. The student who really doesn't like it, doesn't care. Working with students with ADHD or ADD. Working with students, specifically seniors, working with college students who are having trouble transitioning. Some coaches really like the younger graders or the ninth graders that are really trying to find their place in high school. Let's see, what are some other ones? Quiet girls. Now that's one that I've focused on. The girl who real and deep, and helping her find her voice. So those are some examples. Athlete, that would be a fantastic match. Because you know, a lot of mind games along with trying to tell them about their athletics. You know that.
It's true. It's true. I thought about putting together like an academic life coaching sport website together, just specifically for athletes. And so much of the coaching concepts do come from sports psychology. And I think sports psychology is absolutely fantastic. And the two seem to go really closely hand in hand. A couple people, right, have contacted me over the past couple of years in different niches, and one that I think would be absolutely fantastic, I'm just waiting for it, would be for someone to put together a program for deaf high school students. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But to think in that way, because I mean they probably have challenges I can't even begin to comprehend. I think niches, looking at the niche like that, I think it would be absolutely fantastic to have that level of specialization. The other thing I thought might be interesting would be putting together a program for students who are like we use the core motivation. That's a derivative of the Enneagram. But only coaching students who are a specific personality of the core motivation. I thought that would be fantastic. Like, I work with only, like, you have to take this test, and if you get this number on this test, then I will work with you. If not, I'm not going to work with you. Like, that would be amazing. Like, how cool would that be to be that specialized? But I think that's, to me, like, that's really, that gets me excited about, sort of like marketing and this idea of establishing a business, because I think it's people beyond thinking about, like, people want to hire experts, right? Like, and part of what I think what makes the academic life coaching program work and give people an advantage over other life coaches is that you've already specialized. You've already specialized in working with a narrow band of people. And I know that some coaches, they want to work with teenagers, they want to work with moms, they want to work with all these other audiences. And I think you probably handle two audiences. I think you can pick two, like teenagers and moms. I think that's good stuff. Yes. But I think any more than two, I think people start to recognize that you are not a specialist if you start doing any more than two. And I even think high school and college students almost might be two different audiences.
I would agree.
I think that's that's the limit. But I think what has happened for me, like in the growth of my business when I started out working with high school students, what kicked in really quickly is the referrals. The referrals are awesome because you're working with these parents, and so what are your thoughts on referrals? Like what have you found helps people get the referrals once they establish that first marketplace?
I think there are two. One is doing a outstanding job with the students as a parent, so that they are gushing with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And so that they are you want that mom to be your biggest.
Yeah.
And if she is not a quiet person, he will tell other people about your work.
Yeah.
The other thing is ask. I think you have to ask for referral. So when I take my coaching, and I feel like it's been very successful with the mother, I will ask the mother for referral. So I will come out say, do you know of anybody else who would benefit from this kind of work? Please refer me to them. Refer them to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the asking, it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious to just ask the people, so, hey, this has been fantastic. And I found, for me, like, it took about 6 months of really trying hard to get referrals, or sorry, to do the presentations, to get up to a client base of around 15. So, I moved to Portland in the fall of 2008, and it took about a year for me to get up to about 40-some clients. I think in the winter, fall, winter 2009, I had about 38 clients. I think the peak was 42. And it went from 0 to 5 just based on pure enthusiasm and local networking. Like I think the first 5 clients are probably the most crucial, and I think those come from just straight up networking. I call it like the coach glow effect. Where I see coaches are just so effusive and happy with coaching, and they say, yes, this is what coaching is about. My definition of coaching, the one I boiled it down, is helping people get really clear on what they want, and then helping them design their lives to achieve it. That is the simplest definition of coaching that I can find. What academic-led coaching also adds to that is a toolbox that is specific for high school students or college students, whatever your target audience is. So I think having that definition and the little, this is what academic-led coaching is, this is the definition of coaching, I think gives me that confidence that you're talking about earlier, to go talk to people. And then so I think once you get that first 5, and then you start talking in the past tense of the people I've worked with, this is what has worked in the past, kind of thing. I think that's really powerful. I think something magical happens once you get past 15 clients. And at that point, I think you start to get busy. You start working with a lot of people, so you're doing a lot of practice. But you're also, I think, reaching a critical mass when your life coaching practice can, like the referrals from those 15 people, I think can lead to a sustainable practice. And so it's essentially what happened. After I went to 15, all of a sudden became 30, and then the 30 became 40. And then they added a couple more very, very quickly, all based on totally on referral. Thoughts on that, or what have you seen, or patterns you've seen in terms of your own practice since the coaches you've worked with?
I absolutely have a critical mass when you start feeding. Self-feeding. I think between the 20 would be the range that I would be most comfortable with. That's where the shift would come.
Yeah, it seems pretty consistent then. There's almost like a science behind it. The 10 to 20. I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's because Hayden, he has a similar kind of thing going on in LA, where he had to work his butt off to get up to I think 15 people, but then once he got to 15, it was like candy. Like it was beautiful to watch. Yeah.
Now the other really kind of relationship besides referrals is alignment. So forming alliance with other people who I focus on AP and ACT tutors.
Yeah.
And I really reached out to the ones who had reputations in my area. Took them out for coffee or lunch. Told them about the kind of work I was doing.
Yeah.
And then invited them to refer students to them. I would have this before. I don't want. Well, I'll give 3 or 4 people who are SAT tutors, clients who are SAT tutors, and if they find a student they feel confused about knowledge or the structure that coaching provides that your current students need. And that also builds.
So yeah, because when I think, I mean, as an academic life coach, I don't think we really have like the tutors or college consultants or people who do SAT prep. I at first, I mean, I really saw them as natural competitors. Like if a parent is going to, I see us sort of like in that category, kind of, in that category. But at the same time, I think what I've realized is that what we do as academic life coaches, it's fundamentally different from tutoring, from college consulting. I mean, it has an element of college consulting in it, and of SAT prep. But those people are really, really valuable in terms of forming partnerships. And sometimes they get a little like, who are you? Like, what are you doing? And, it doesn't work. It's fine. But I think you really only need a handful of those people to really partner with, and that tends to really make that get that client base going really, really fast. I'm also curious too about one thing I found really useful for me, and this is in thinking about putting this on. I think there are a couple key essential parts to this process. I think one of them is setting up your own website. I think setting up your own life coaching website is a really, not crucial, but at least having like a website with 3 to 4 pages on it is part of this equation. But I also, talking to a lot of coaches, there seems to be so much resistance to setting up websites. Like somehow setting up a website is like the scariest thing in the world. I'd love to hear your thoughts on websites, and then I have some notes. I just want to tick through like all the essential pieces here.
Well, I agree that in the long term, coaches don't want to do a website. But I've seen too often that the website becomes a stumbling block to move forward. So I have two suggestions for new coaches who don't have a website to get started. And one is to develop a business page.
So you're saying it's like a Facebook page. Like just a Facebook page is enough, like to start with.
To start with, it's certainly something. And you can put notes on there, get your name out there with a Facebook site.
Yeah.
The other thing is, certified ALC, they can put their profile on your site and meet coaches.
Yeah.
And they can put the URL for their page on a business card.
Yeah.
And so people come right to the profile on your site.
Yeah, it's true. I do get there's a stream of people who come through the website who are looking for coaches, and I don't see, I see those emails every once in a while when like an email link breaks, and then all of a sudden I get like 5 emails from like someone looking for Cassidy in California, like, oh wait, the email must have broke, stuff like that. That will happen periodically. So wow, I mean, so that's really cool, because I think I didn't realize the Facebook thing, that's new to me. Like the idea of just setting up a Facebook page and just launching it. But I know that a lot of people just set up a profile page on the ALC website, and that's been really helpful. So just my practical notes. I love WordPress. I use WordPress for my website. I know they have a lot of easy templates. But yeah, just a Facebook thing would be great.
Yeah, that's easy.
So then the next part, the next thing I have is business cards or other paraphernalia, like all these like little stumbling blocks that people think they have to get in place. What are your thoughts on business cards and other brochures and things like that?
Well, I think business cards. You should be handing your business card out to everybody you meet. If you're really excited about what you're doing, and a person asks you, great to have cards, and every part you go to.
I want to show you my cards. Hold on, I'm going to go get them. I'm going to get my business cards here. Yeah, I got my pat stack of them. Yeah, look at these guys, huh?
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, so trying to find the date that this was sent. Okay, so this was sent, this is my little stack here. This is sent October, all right, October 2008. Right, you want to see how many I have left? Check it out, look how many I still have left.
So you don't have a card?
These are all of my business cards. Like, I think I got like 5,000, I think I got 5,000 business cards. Oh, I'll show. There we go. 5,000 business cards. And I've gone through maybe like, I don't know, 100.
Now,
these guys.
Cards you want. Do you use the one that's
Oh, yeah. Here they are. Yeah, there it is.
So the coach should know that not this template on this website under the password website. And they can how would they have it stored to their own name and done?
So what is this?
You have the template for the business card on the password protected website for the coach.
Absolutely.
So the coaches can email who to have
Yeah, I mean, you could have the way it's set up. I mean, you could totally have, you know, let's say, so you take the training and you want a business card. After you're certified, you know, we essentially hand out the template or have Jackie now, who knows Photoshop. She just puts it together for people. So you just get the PDF and print them out. They're super cheap. I mean, I got 5,000 business cards, I think, for like $5. You know, and I haven't used them all. I feel a little sheepish at these things, but yeah, I mean, I do. I try to hand them out like candy. I know sometimes people go through and yeah, sometimes I'll leave them on like just tables and stuff like that. I don't really hand them out to people. I know another thing to do would be to check out all the library books that you think moms or students might want to use, and just put your business card in as bookmarks and just accidentally forget to take the bookmarks out. That's a key marketing tip. On average, I think you probably get one client for every, I don't know, 5,000 bookmarks you leave, but it's still worth it. I mean, you probably, you know, they're only $5 a piece. You know, I think it's fascinating. You know, the whole idea of the two things I see that hold people back from actually going out there and being successful as a coach is one, I hear a lot of feet dragging on websites. I think you're absolutely right. You know, that there's a lot of feet dragging on website. I know even I do it. Like even now, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to contact that person until I get a new blog post up. Like this is ridiculous. Like, this is silly stuff. And then the next one is yeah, business cards, brochures. I have made a conscious effort lately not to print as many brochures. And really just refer people to the website. Because it just saves paper, right? And I found what I had is I had all these like half prints of pamphlets all over the place, and people get them and they just toss them away anyway. I mean, seriously, how many times have you taken a brochure and like kept it in a file? Like you really took care of it and kept it in a file. I mean, it's a really a rare thing. But everyone has their phone; they can just bookmark your page or whatever really easily. So I really view like the website as the new kind of brochure. But that seems to trip people up a lot. Sometimes we get emails from people like, hey, can you send me the files you have for brochures? And we have a couple, but they're not extensive. What? What was this?
I like postcards.
You like
about big. Yeah, and I make them like double-sided.
Yeah.
And that's what I use for collateral, like college fairs. If you're allowed to have a table, or if you're allowed to put in bags, I throw in one of those postcards. And they get a They're not that expensive.
You know what else I do is I had these guys printed out. I think you've got a couple of these, Gina.
Oh yeah, those are great.
So these are my little thank you cards. Hold on. I want to show you here. I am thankful for, But then on the back, I have, hand printed for academic life coaching. So I love these guys, and I send these. So I got so this is exactly what I'll do often too. So let's say I got so here's a client contract, right? So I got a nice little client contract all filled out, ready to go, yay, So I sign it, throw it in one of these guys here, thankful for your time, and like this, plus business card, add together, plus a nice little cotton envelope, put it all together, and send it off. And brilliant. They totally love it because they seem so professional. You're just like, yay, and they can hand out the business cards to their friends and people. Yeah, I think there are small little touches like that I think matter, but I don't think brochures are one of them. I think I like the idea of a postcard because that's something like small that you could also send in the mail too. Some sort of message type thing. That's personalized. I think goes really long way.
One of the things that I do personalize along those lines, not so much to the parents, but rather for the students, that translates to the parents getting attention, is when we do values. I make a certificate of their values.
Huh.
Yeah, so that they can keep referring back to. They'll hang it up on the wall. The pool is very special, but it helps them know what their values are. And that's one of the little things that you can do. It makes a difference.
Totally. Another thing I do. So I'm going off my notes a little bit here, but off as in like I'm not using them. I'll go back to it here in a second. But another thing I do in terms of like giving stuff out, I hand out the academic life coaching workbook like candy. Like I literally, like it's almost like the new business card where, let's say that, I obviously don't go around and like go to high school and hand out like 100 of them, which would be expensive. But I might, let's say if a parent is interested and they want to do an initial interview, I will give them the workbook. I'll just say, here's the workbook, take it. It's an investment, maybe like $10, but I have found that it's so incredibly useful because when you're trying to sell a program like the academic life coaching program, it's intangible. Like you can't touch it. But then when you have a workbook in hand, all of a sudden you're handing a parent like, hey, here's the workbook. Here's the tangible thing that you can hold. Parents are like, this is awesome. Like I can hold on to this. Here's the newer version. I can hold on to this guy. I can read through it. There's something here. There's weight. All of a sudden, you've made this program that's intangible tangible. So I think the two things that now I'm back on my notes. So the two things that I have found that make the academic life coaching program special in terms of marketing that I don't think is immediately seen by coaches is, one, we are already specialized. We have specialized to a very large degree, and we have a curriculum. Those are two things that I think are not usual for a life coaching program. And then the second thing is that there is a tangible workbook, and you can use those to your advantage. You can say, I specialize here, and look, here it is. It's like this beautiful thing. And I know that when this whole thing started, all I had were worksheets. That's all I started with, were simple worksheets. And then once yeah, you remember, you were pre-workbook, right?
Yeah.
Pre-workbook. I forget. What was it like pre-workbook? I almost forget what it was like.
We didn't have anything.
It was just freestyle, right? Like, did we even have a, what do we have? Like, we had a list, right? I had a list of these are the things. No, we had to have some sort of agenda, right?
We had a list of the tools, and that was it.
A list of the tools. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, we'll talk about
You know what the setup was? I had you on. I had Rowan on. It was really early in the morning too. Was that like Monday morning? I think it was like Monday morning, 7 o'clock. Some ridiculous thing like that. It was the first thing I had to do Monday. And so I think it was. I think Rowan from Dubai was on a black. She was on a black laptop, my old, Apple black laptop, on Skype, and then you were on speakerphone. Yeah. And I was in. It was in the my dining room table at 7 in the morning. Oh my goodness! And you guys hung in there. I remember like every week thinking like, this is amazing. I can't believe it. And now I've trained like 250 people, and literally I have this map in my office. There's my map in the office, and you can't. I don't know if you can see all the little stars or not. They might not show up now. But I put all these little stars all over the place where everyone's been trained. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But it's to see it grow like this. All right, so back to my notes. So I really I want to get the one thing I really want to cover. I saved the best for end, or sorry, the best for the last. Is what the thing that I have found to be the most useful for me as a coach was really understanding like the mission aspect of academic life coaching, and the idea that when I step, like for the sake of, like what we cover in, in one of our training sessions and what students go through, student session number 2, I think it's training session number 7, something like this. Like the idea of, when I think, okay, I want to be an academic life coach for myself, so I can get clients, I can make money, I can be sustainable, like that kind of thing, I realize my anxiety level goes way up. Like I'm more anxious, I don't make the phone calls to the, to the people I need to make. I feel sort of like boxed in, kind of, and I feel like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. But when I feel like I'm on fire, like I have to get something done immediately, and I need to get the word out because there's people who need this kind of work. I feel like I'm more creative, I have more fun, I'll call more people, I'll make things happen that I normally would never happen. I would love to hear your thoughts on that, Gina, like what you've experienced both in setting up your own practice as well as the people you've worked with.
Yeah, I would agree. If you are this first from the perspective of how am I going to change the life of certain, or how am I going to help certain population? What is it that I want to change? And thinking about that lens. And that when you define your niche, you define your background. And and I'm a life coach for musicians. What would that be like? What would it be like to approach your work? I'm going to give musicians a different way to present themselves, entertain, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It really takes on a whole different kind of meaning.
Totally, yeah, and that's what excites me the most. All right, so all of you who are watching this, here's your coaching homework, right? Like we have, so I'm going to give some life coaching homework, right? I'm going to give one, then you give one, we'll go back and forth, we give some life coaching homework. So, if I were setting up a life coaching, let's say I'm starting from 0, right? And I needed to get clients I need to get 5 clients in the next 2 months, right? So let's go 5 clients in 2 months, right? What would be like? All right, this week, like, what would be the 2 action steps that you would say you absolutely have to do this week?
I am having your vision, mission. Those would be the first.
So vision and mission, right?
Yes.
And everyone viewing this can email those to you, right? We can email.
Go for it.
Yes.
I would ask everybody because most people are TV.
Yeah.
And they really big, and it's
all right, so we'll post your email after this, and if you wanted to email Gina your mission statements, go for it, right?
So the first is starting with yourself.
Okay.
It's not taking any action.
Okay. So this is like internal action. Like this is internal. Yes. I want to get clear on my mission. I want to do this too, because I have my own thing going. There's a school literally across the street I want to work with, and it's funny. I have so much resistance to this. I really do. You know, I've worked with schools all over, but the school right across the street. You know why? Because it's like right across the street, and I don't want to mess it up. Like, I want to wait until I have it like perfect, or they come contact me or something. I don't want to mess it up. I want it to be like really, really good. Anyway, I'll do this too. I'll do this too with the school across the street. You know, for me. You know, I work with students from there. Actually, a lot of students from there. But I've never talked to the. You know, they switched the principal out this year. It's October. I haven't introduced myself to her yet. Like, I need to do that. Anyways, I will do the same thing, right? Even though I'm not really taking on new clients, I'm too busy. Okay, for me, what I would say to do. I think the idea of having a mission and a vision statement is absolutely is so cool. So let's say that you've done that, right? You've got the mission and the vision statement, and you email it to Gina. I think the next step would be reaching out to 5 people who have a similar target audience as you have. So this would be, I would say, you know, people who, like salons, people who, you know, clients are mothers of high school students and fathers. Salons, portraits, you know, people who take photographs. If you're looking at sports coaches, maybe sports coaches. If you're mommy bloggers. That's 4. And mom blogs are some of my favorite because they're really, I mean, they love this stuff. And then I would say, homeschool communities. I think academic life coaching and homeschool communities really go hand in hand, although some homeschool communities, you know, they don't really see the academic side in it too much, but it's funny how the homeschool. So 5 people. And once you've emailed 5 people, and send them to me and say, I have created my vision and my mission, and I have 5 people. You email me, I will send you a book or something. I'll put a little package in the mail for you, and I will send you a book. Actually, you know what I'll do? I will send you 3 workbooks for free. I will send you, if you do these things, if you get a vision and mission statement, and email those to Gina, and then if you contact 5 people to talk about academic life coaching who share a similar audience, I will mail to you 3 workbooks for free.
That's a deal.
Let's do it. And then we'll see what happens, right? So email me. So now's a chance, if you want to email me any questions, so john@academiclifecoaching.com. If you want to email me a couple questions, I think we have maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I really do have to run. Like, I have a client I have to get on the other side of town for in about 10 minutes. Well, 30 minutes from now, but I don't want to rush through Portland too fast. Yeah, so just give it a minute. I know people are probably typing, or maybe not, who knows. It's kind of funny, after leading so many classes, I'm kind of used to the silence and people taking some time to hop in. But
well, I see the questions, so I'll
I tried to get Q&A enabled on the Hangout, but they really have to email me. So it's John, John, @lifecoaching.com. So I will see it, and then I will say what the question is.
All right.
But there are people watching. I see the viewer count there. It's pretty cool. Do you have a viewer count on yours, or you don't see the viewer count?
No, it's just you and me.
I've been watching this viewer count go up and down. It feels like some sort of like rating system. Like, yes, people are liking what you're saying. The viewer count's going up. It's super crazy.
It feels surreal.
Yeah, it's a little surreal. Yeah, it is. It's a surreal thing because I think part of it. I mean, so you have to understand. Like when I put this whole thing together, I was a Latin teacher. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I found coaching. I thought coaching was cool, and I just started talking to people about it. And one of the things I found really, really, really quickly in this whole process is that people care a lot about themselves, and they really want to, not in a bad way, but in a very like I need like I want help, or like I see that there's a next level for me to hit. And I think that sometimes as coaches, we're so tied up in our own stuff that we think, is it possible for us? Is it like, what are they going to think about coaching? Is it real? Does it work? Does it, like, am I going to be good enough? What if I don't know if I'm really stuck? Like, I think there's a lot of level one that new coaches do when they go off to the coaching world. But what I very quickly realized working with these parents and clients, they're thinking the same thing. They're thinking, like, is my child, what's going on with my child? Are they going to be a good client? Is it going to be useful for them? Is it going, is my child going to behave? Are they going to use it? Like, they're also probably just as level one as you are as a coach. And one of the fascinating things I've seen is that if you have judgment about yourself as a coach, that oftentimes people just pick up on, oh, there's judgment here. Like, this person has judgment around something, and they might think that it's judgment on them as a client. So I found it very, very almost essential as a coach to put aside any idea of judgment that you have on yourself and just go in there with like utter confidence. All right, so we got some questions. Whoa, questions are pouring in. All right. All right, so one from Joan. Is an academic life coach different from a college consultant? That's a great question. The college consultants I see are people who have knowledge about specific colleges and will give recommendations on these are the specific colleges that I think are going to be good for your child. As an academic life coach, I don't think we do that as often. I don't do that. I will help on maybe essay writing. I might help on an application, but I don't like say, okay, these are specific schools that I think are going to be best for you. Oftentimes, I think that's the key distinction between an academic life coach and a college consultant. I have worked in partnerships with college consultants, and that seems to be extremely valuable and useful for people. Because the college consultants, what they will not do oftentimes is take the time to really help students explore their values or put together like a proactive project. And that's what I've seen is a major difference.
If I could add that I work with students who are applying to college, and my focus is the self-knowledge. So that first of all, their values are what their passions, their weaknesses, so that they can make a better decision on what is appropriate for them. For instance, if you have a student whose values are relationships and collaboration, and they really enjoy getting to know their teachers, a large state with hundreds of students is not going to be a place where they're going to be the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Also, giving them the self-knowledge of what makes them, what are the little what's important to them, and what are their interests. That's what adds some depth to their essays and interviews. And often, the quirkinesses, whatever the right word is, are so part of them that they don't have from the masses. So helping people from trying to fit in, which they can do it, everybody else. Now they have to stand out. That's what we can help.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, Gina. Another question was, what's the difference between a mission statement and a vision statement, as you see them?
Okay, as I define.
Yes.
Vision is three to 5 years. What would newspapers say about you? How many clients are you working with? What would you pay? That's the ideal. And it's not what you could do, what you should do. It's what would you love to. What would you hop out of bed when you could be doing? That's the vision. The mission is more about your service. What is it that you are going to do? That's how I.
I love that. So so the vision is more of this is the vision that I see for myself, this big grand vision of what, so like, for the sake of me and for the sake of the practice, the mission statement is what value do I want to give other people? So that would be the letter to, okay, love it. Love it. That's a great question. Yeah, that's cool. All right, one last one here, one last question. And then, so contacting people who provide services like tutoring, test prep, are they receptive or really see ALC as competition? I think it's 50-50. And sometimes they do see us, I mean, they do see us as competition. But sometimes they're like, this is great. How can I support your service? And how can you support, how can, I support their service? And I refer people to test prep, things like that. I can't control what other people are going to say or other people are going to think about if I'm competition or not. But what I have discovered is that I only need a handful of, I call them my angels. I only need a handful of angels to refer me clients that it doesn't, I'm sort of used to people saying, no, like that's great, but, is it really possible? Only maybe 3 or 5 people referring people to you can make a huge difference. Your thoughts on that, Gina, like what you've experienced with networking with people in similar target audiences.
I have found no resistance from tutors, like ACT tutors,
Totally agree.
Even I have a science tutor and a math tutor who I regularly talk to, and they they'll had a student in my way. College counselors have to mix that, and then I work with a couple of them. And we just complement very a college counselor finds a student comes to them and just has no clue what they want and to get some focus is not a skill that they have. So it's very helpful to give that work to help the student get a better handle on what is and then the college is better to identify it for them.
Totally. Yes, I agree. I think, with the test prep people, they are like, they love us. No. Yeah, I think we're the best. It's like a loving relationship. But the college counselors, sometimes they're like, sort of like iffy about it. But some of them are really great, and I like them, and it works out. We have to finish up, because I really do have to run. And Gina, this has been fun. This is like I'm just trying on new formats. I really like the back and forth, the informal conversation type, setting. And I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to see how many people are going to follow through and send you their vision and mission statements. I'll put the email out, afterwards, so people have your email address. And then how many people will contact 5 people and send me a note too, so I can send them some workbooks.
So if people contact me with their statement and mission statement, I'm putting together or the guide to developing the business plan, and I will send them rough draft of the statement. I have that done. So the workbook that would help find their dream. And I'm working on the mission. I'll send that out.
I'm going to do it too. Write down a note. I'm writing down a note. My little thing. Mission statement, Gina. Right.
Vision and mission.
And this is not how I recommend keeping track of to-dos, but this is how you keep track of to-dos when you absolutely need to. There you go. My little post-it notes.
I'm a big fan of post-it notes.
I love them. When you have kids, you have to have post-it notes. Right? So you need to keep a 4-year-old happy. Like, here, have some post-it notes. Guys got to do some work for you, baby. 5 more minutes. All right, so Gina, it's been a pleasure. It's good to see you. through this video chat. And we'll have to do it again. We'll have to, maybe even like dive even deeper, like maybe a specific thing on business, like, like what kind of vision statements have you found, work the best, or something like this. But I want to put it on once a month. I'm fully committed to doing these things once or more a month. The next one, I've already scheduled it for November. I've been doing a lot of research on the character strengths and virtues. I'm trying to look for the book. It's over on the bookshelf. I've been doing a lot of research on gratitude and the science around gratitude. Martin Seligman, he's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. He's done some research on people's happiness levels and how much they, if they write down, their gratitudes. I think he calls it three blessings, like 3 blessings a day type of thing. Anyway, so I want to talk about the science of that next month. And yeah, we're going to keep it going. So if anyone has any questions or feedback or anything, let me know. And it's been a really pleasure, Gina, and everyone who's watching and who will be watching. And for those of you who are going to watch watching the recording of this, I think it's cool. The offer stands through the month of October. So October 2014. I want to see the vision and mission statements, and I'll send out those 3 little workbooks. Woo! I gotta go see a client. I gotta run.
Okay, fabulous.
Awesome. Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, take care.